Well, few investors, if any, command as much attention as Warren Buffett. So let's take a look at the top 5 holdings in Berkshire Hathaway's portfolio. The companies that the Oracle of Omaha is betting big on. And these 5 companies, they account for about 71% of Berkshire's entire portfolio. So let's break them all down. Now, in the top spot there is Apple. It might be no surprise there that they once again remain at the top spot. Buffett famously called the tech giant, quote, the best business that he knows. It accounts for just 28% of Berkshire's portfolio. And I say just because that's down from 50% a year ago. Despite some of that recent selling, Buffett has said that he does remain confident in Apple. At last May's shareholder meeting, he said that it was a better business than 2 of the firm's oldest and largest holdings, American Express and Coca-Cola. Well, speaking of American Express, that's now the firm's 2nd largest holding, making up 17% of its portfolio. Buffett's been a longtime believer in the company, first buying shares back in the 1960s. Now, Amex CEO Stephen Squeri once told Yahoo Finance, quote, he gets that the Amex brand is special, tells me that all the time. Next up is Bank of America. Yes, Warren Buffett has been trimming his position by about 1/3 since July, but at 11% of the portfolio, it's no small bet. He first invested in Bank of America back in 2011. That's when he bought $5 billion worth of its preferred stock. Rounding out the top 5, we've got Coca-Cola and Chevron. Now, Coca-Cola is a classic Buffett favorite. It's a stock that he's been betting on now for over 3 decades. His love for the brand, it goes well beyond the balance sheet. Buffett reportedly drinks up to 5 cans of Coke a day. It's a true testament to his belief in the product. And at number 5, we got Chevron, accounting for about 6% of the portfolio. Chevron has been a holding of Buffett's since the 3rd quarter of 2020. The conglomerate currently owns 118 million shares. That's down from a peak of about 170 million back in 2022. Warren Buffett's cash pile has hit record levels as the Oracle of Omaha trims some of his oldest bets and also makes a surprising new one. Let's take a look at some of the changes made to Berkshire's portfolio this past quarter. First up, Constellation Brands. Now, it is a brand new play for Berkshire. The company is scooping up a $1.2 billion stake that makes it the company's 6th largest shareholder of the beer and liquor giant. And this is a classic Buffett value play. The stock trading at just 10 times earnings. Its lowest in more than a decade. And Buffett's buying, well, it did not stop there. He also added to his positions in Domino's, in Occidental, Pool Corp, SiriusXM, as well as Verisign. But it wasn't all buying. Buffett did raise some cash during the quarter. He scaled back his exposure. Some of the big banks, including Bank of America, Capital One, and also Citigroup. Citigroup was actually the largest cut of the quarter for Berkshire Hathaway. They reduced their stake by more than 70%. He also trimmed some of his holdings in Charter Communications and T-Mobile, Louisiana Pacific, and New Holdings. And Berkshire did fully exit one of their positions, and that is Ulta Beauty, selling out completely after a very short-lived investment.
Berkshire Hathaway CEO Warren Buffett is due to release his eagerly awaited annual shareholder letter on Saturday morning, along with the company's 4th quarter earnings results. This year marks Buffett's 60th leading Berkshire, and the company is operating from a position of strength with record operating earnings in the first 9 months of 2024 and a near record stock price. Berkshire Hathaway is now valued at over $1 trillion, and those Class A shares have seen their price increase by 35,000-fold since Buffett took control of the company in 1965. Now, as always, shareholders will be closely scrutinizing the letter. Here are some of the topics they could be looking for. Any commentary on the broader environment, including weighing in on President Trump's proposed tariffs. Buffett was critical of past tariffs during Trump's first term. Secondly, Berkshire's cash pile. The company was sitting on about $310 billion in cash at the end of the 3rd quarter. That's up from $167 billion at the end of 2023. And the year-end figure 2024 could approach $320 billion. That's according to CFRA's Kathy Seifert. Investors want to know why Buffett isn't seeing better opportunities to spend that cash in the market. Seifert also said investors want more information on margin pressures at Berkshire's auto insurance company Geico, including any information on losses tied to the California wildfires. And of course, with Buffett turning 95 in August, readers will be searching for any clues about succession timing. In last year's letter, Buffett wrote that his presumed successor, Vice Chairman of Non-Insurance Operations Greg Abel, is, quote, ready to be CEO tomorrow.